I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just that we said we were gonna do the lawyer thing, and here we are. Yeah, you asked. So yeah, from the beginning. So I was living in LA, and I was engaged to Ben. And yeah, at the time I was like, yeah, yeah, I want to make movies, and I want to marry Ben. But I mean, Jesus, I must have been like 19 or 20 years old. Never felt older in my entire life. But if I'm being honest with myself, a part of me always felt, dead, or deadish at least. But you tell yourself that no person is perfect, no relationship is perfect, and you just sorry, right? Yeah. So about Charlie. So I was engaged to Ben, happy with Ben, but aware of the deadness. And I went to New York to go meet a director about a space movie, but one where they take space serious. So it was sex trafficking in space. It was supposed to be political, or at least they wanted us to think it was, when in actuality it just ended up fulfilling the same needs certain fucked up porn does. And while I was there in New York, the producer invited me to a play. And it was in someone's living room with all of the lights on. Like nothing I had ever seen before. It was like a strange, surreal, dystopian story, right? And so well acted, extremely well acted. And one of the actors was this big, shaggy bear who played all of his lines directly at me. I mean, which I knew couldn't really be the case, but, it felt that way. And then I later learned that, that it was the case. And afterwards, I got introduced to the cast, and the bear also turned out to be the director. And he didn't. I don't think he knew who I was at the time, but I don't know. Maybe he did, or maybe he figured it out later on, or whatever. But he started talking to me, and I talked back, and the the dead part just wasn't dead. It was like it was in a coma, and the talking was better than sex. I mean, although the sex was also like the talking, because everything is like everything in a relationship. Like I don't know if you find that, but we spent that night and next day together, and I never left. To be honest, the problems were there in the beginning too, but I just went along with him in his life because it felt so good, to be alive. And in the beginning, I was the actress, I was the star, and that felt like something. People were coming to see me at first, but the further away I got from that, the more the theater company got acclaim, and I had less and less weight. And I became, who? Oh, that actress that was in that thing, that time. And I was just becoming so much smaller. He was the draw. And like I said, it would have been fine. But I I just got smaller. And I ended up realizing that I was never really alive, for myself. I was just feeding his aliveness, because he was so creative and so smart, and it didn't matter. The I would tell him things at home in private, and they would work their way into public conversation or into his work. And for a while, that honestly felt like enough. I mean, I was just flattered that someone like him thought that an idea of mine was worth using, or a comment of mine was worth repeating. Gosh. And then I got pregnant, and I thought, yeah, yeah, like this could really be ours, like really ours. But at the same time, like this could really be mine too. And he was excited about it at first, and in the beginning it was nice for a while. But kids, yeah, kids belong to themselves, and it's like the instant that they leave your body, it's like a going away process from you. And I didn't belong to myself. And it was stupid stuff that we would argue about. But then it kind of was also big stuff too. All of the furniture in the house was his taste. Like I didn't even know what my taste was, because I had never been asked to use it. And I didn't even pick our apartment. I moved into his apartment with him. And I made noises about wanting to move back to LA, but nothing ever came of it. We would come back here for holidays because he liked my family. But whenever I suggested, maybe we do a year here, he would just put me off. Because it would have sounded so weird for him to have said, "Hey babe, what is it that you want to do?" I ended up watching this George Harrison documentary, this long George Harrison documentary. And I was just like, yeah, just be George Harrison's wife. Just own it. Just own it. It's nothing else but being a wife and a mother, and that is enough. But then I realized that I couldn't even remember her name. And then this pilot came along, and it shot in LA, and it paid so much, and I felt like there was a lifeline being thrown to me, and it felt like it was like, here, like here's your piece of earth, and it is all yours, and I was embarrassed about it in front of him. I mean, I was just embarrassed about it in front of him. But then at the same time, I was also like, yeah, like this is who I am, and this is what I'm worth. And even though it may sound stupid and it may be ridiculous, it's mine. It's mine. And if he would have just taken me into a big bear hug and have said, "Babe, I am so excited for you in this new adventure. And of course, I want you to have a piece of earth that is yours." Maybe we wouldn't be getting a divorce. But he just made fun of it. and got jealous like he is. But he remembered the money. And he said to me that we could funnel it back into the theater company. And that's when I knew that he never truly saw me. That I could never be something separate from him. I asked him one day to tell me my phone number. And he couldn't. He didn't know it. So I left. You know, I left. Also, I think he was fucking Marianne, the stage manager. So there's that too.